I suppose everybody knows what the day after tomorrow is.
Speak like a pirate day.
International Talk Like a Pirate Day. I'll give you a clue. What has 8 arms, 8 legs, and 8 eyes? 8 pirates. This Talk Like a Pirate Day is pretty easy. All you got to do, really, it's a lot of fun when you get into it. Mainly, you just have to make liberal use of the pirate alphabet. It's only got 2 letters, I and R. And if somebody says something that you like or agree with, you say I. And if they say something you don't like or you don't understand, you say R. And you know, those 2 things will kind of get you along. I was talking to Philip's girlfriend, Lou Ann Holman, who's a storyteller of some renown, and she told me a while back, if you want to appeal to a certain age of elementary school kids, you need to, the number 1 rule is you got to say something about underwear. And I used to write a lot of piratical poems, and so I wrote this one kind of with that in mind. It's called The Pungent Pirate. There once was a pirate named Pete McNair who never ever took a shower, and he never changed his underwear. He grew more rancid by the hour. It made his shipmates gag and choke. They said, a bath is what you need. Come on now, Pete, this ain't no joke. You'd drive a buzzard off its feet. What's this, he cried? What's this, you say? Are you so foolish that you think a pirate's supposed to wash all day? A pirate ain't supposed to stink? We pirates live out on the sea. A pirate ship ain't clean and neat, and that's the way it's supposed to be. It ought to smell like unwashed feet. But his shipmates finally could not cope. Disgusted at how bad he stank, they handed him a bar of soap and ordered him to walk the plank. And folks, he really went down quick. As all his mates looked on in wonder, all they saw was an oil slick where all the dirt had dragged him under. But when they got back to the dock, you'll never guess who met them there. It really gave them all a shock to see the cleaned up Pete McNair. He said, at first I had no hope of ever reaching land once more, but then I thought to use the soap and with it simply washed ashore. Y'all are doing great. Well, we're coming up on Thanksgiving, and that got me thinking, you know, it's not too far away. It was aboard a pirate ship on a mid-Atlantic trip. It was late within the month of bleak November, when our cook prepared a dinner which we all declared a winner. It was a feast that all us pirates well remember. There were turkeys, there were hams, buttered rolls and candied yams, and for dessert there were a dozen pumpkin pies. And among the crew were some who chose to wash it down with rum. All in all, it was a feast for weary eyes. And when everyone was done and all the food was gone, our captain said, I swear by all that's living, I never had so much to eat. What's the reason for this treat? Cookie answered, are you daft? Today's Thanksgiving. But Flintlock Frank just laughed and said, it's you, my lad, who's daft. We pirates have no reason to be grateful. Look at me, I've lost me leg and they've replaced it with a peg. Instead of gratitude, I just feel hateful. But Cookie rose and swore. He said, that's all the reason more. Be glad it was your leg and not your head. Well, it might have been your heart or some other precious part to be shot away, my friend, and you'd be dead. Then there arose a rumbling as the crew commenced to grumbling. Some sided with the cook and some with Frank. We pirates are deceivers, very few are true believers. And so even were we thankful, who's to thank? Our crew comprised the works. We had papists, Jews, and Turks, but we never liked to talk about it none. For every one of us would hate to meet St. Peter at the gate and have to answer for the awful things we'd done. The cook held up his hand and said, you swabs don't understand. You don't have to be religious to give thanks. Just show a little gratitude. It's such a better attitude than this gloomy, selfish point of view of Frank's. Give thanks to one another, those who've loved you like a brother, for without them you'd have never got this far. And try to show humility despite your disability. You might even want to thank your lucky star. But he got nowhere with Frank, who finally made him walk the plank. And the tragic thing that made us pirates wince was although his nose was out of joint, Cookie really had a point. And we've never had a meal like that one since.